Hi, my name is Kelvin Newman and welcome to the Brighton SEO podcast, where we share talks from one of the world's most popular search marketing conferences. The event started out as a few people meeting in an upstairs room of a pub and is now attended by over 3,000 people from all over the world. This episode is a recording of one of the speakers at a recent event.
This morning, we got our first session on APIs in search. And actually, the first person that we have up this morning is Yiğit Konur. He is founder of Zeo Agency, an agency based out of Istanbul, who focuses predominantly within the MENA region. Yiğit's talk this morning is going to be on connecting APIs without coding skills to create your own dashboards with insights. So, Yiğit, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Hello, everybody. First of all, welcome to joining this session. There are 8 parallel sessions, and all of them are amazing. So it's a pleasure to see you. So today I'm going to talk about connecting the APIs and without the coding skills, actually. In my background, I was a dropout student in computer science. That's why I have semi-technical skills. That's the reason why I'm focusing on the stuff like this and then helping people to using with the technical stuff in better way without having a CS degree. So let's start with a question, but she answered this. Here is Istanbul, my hometown. I'm just living here, but my career is getting changed day to day. We are going to open an office in London and traveling a lot. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Yiğit Konur. I'm 26 years old, a technical marketer, and doing SEO since 2006-07. And I was 17 years old and pretty younger than today. So I'm also traveling a lot because of speaking at several different conferences around the world. So I'm also just married and I'm not traveling alone anymore. So yeah, she's here. I'm also one of the judges of European Search Awards and the United States Search Awards as well. And then I'm going to the conferences and blogging over there, and then going to the after parties and drinking bourbon. And then the most favorite part of my career is our agency, Zeo Agency. I'm the founder over there, and we came here with 8 different people. And here is a picture of our amazing team. And then we also get awarded on the last Middle East North Africa Search Awards, and recognized as the largest SEO agency of the region. Yeah, the ads are over, so let's talk about the stuff we are going to see today. And the last thing, we have office in Istanbul and the capital city of Turkey, Ankara. And in the few weeks, we will also open the London office. So here is our amazing team, and there was a video, but it's just not working for some reason. So yeah. Let's get work. So here is a complex situation, the APIs, dashboard, JSON files, XML files. So I will simplify everything in just one story. So here is a story we have faced before. So this story is related with dashboards, and if you have dashboards, you will not fail in the situations like this. And we were working with one of the largest retailer of Europe and based in Turkey, and for sure, I cannot share the name of the client. And then SEO was one of the top priorities for this client, and they are paying attention to their organic traffic, and they are even tracking every stuff in hourly organic traffic charts, etc. And their team were really professional, and we were doing great at this campaign. All KPIs are satisfied, and then they love us. And then one day we get a call from CMO, and then, in agency business, and if one CXO, the C-level, calls you for a reason, it means that it's not a great news for you. So after that, we have seen that there was a problem with the organic traffic. So we need to fix this stuff. And it's like the 14% of the drop on the organic traffics, and they are still trying to investigate the problem. So at this time, they did not have any dashboards and the created situation, just the web analytics tool. And their web analytics tool is not powerful enough to give exact insights to them. So they need to understand all the stuff by checking lots of different metrics. So what we did in here is understanding the problem firstly. And let's trace the problem together. There is a huge drop in organic traffic, like 40%. It's a big problem. Millions of traffic, and 40% of the drop means that millions of dollars, actually. So when we check the data, actually in the page specific data, there is no evidence on the drop on the page types like the products and the categories, and there is no exact case on this situation. And then we talked with the IT team because most of the situations like this are instant drops and IT can be guilty. So we talked with them, and then they are not accepting any responsibility, and they say that we changed nothing and it's not related with us, like a usual IT. So after that, we think that the possible reasons maybe we penalized for some manual algorithm penalty, and we check the search console and see that there is not a problem. Okay, and maybe it might be an algorithmic penalty. And the second one is the backend team maybe create some problems and the 404 problems and maybe the server error problems, but there is not something like this. And we also talked with the front-end team. Are there any content is getting removed because of the change, or you change your framework or some kind of a major stuff? Nothing. And the last one is the data center, actually. And we talked with them because in some cases we have seen that they are blocking the Google IPs. That's the reason maybe the huge organic drop in here. And they say that it's not related with us. So there is still infinite more reason to review and have a look. But there is a problem in here because the clients don't know their data. They have expensive web analytics solutions. They think that they know their numbers, but they have no clue about what's going on the website. So as an agency, we have to help them, and we need to help them. So that's why we offer to creating new dashboards to these clients. So after that, we continue to trace the problem. So, and then saying that we are always analyzing the data by URL perspective and understanding whether it's a category or the page or something like this. And after that, we think that maybe we can analyze the situation by breadcrumbs. And actually, the main structure of the website and analyzing that, and then understanding category and the product traffics like this. Example, and they have a homepage, and then fashion, and then clothes, maybe the men's clothes, and then we want to see that the product and the category traffic separately. And after that, maybe we can understand that the problem is related with specific categories, product pages maybe. So we have make some magic in here, and then that get some numbers. And the delta means that the difference between the last week, last month, last year. And then what we see in here, the product traffic is totally like the 20K, but the difference is not that much big, and the last month and the last year as well. But the category traffic is so high actually for some categories. And there is nothing related with seasonality. Actually, when we are talking about fashion, it might be related with seasonality as well. If you want to check the search console, it's just coming from 2 days back. So it's also another problem. And also there is a great presentation today after me. And then what we need to do, and after that we check the situation and ask lots of questions. Maybe it's the link juice problem, internal linking structure, or the category problem and the technical problem related with. And after then asking lots of questions, and we finally ask that, are there any robots.txt problems or any no index or no follow? And we crawled the site with the deep crawl and screaming crawl and trying to extract all the metas related with the indexing the pages. But after that, and hours of the research and hopelessness, we have seen that why not to check the Google Tag Manager? And actually, when we check the Tag Manager, we have seen that somebody, and we still don't know who is it, and IT takes responsibility over there, injecting some no index and no follow tags on the specific categories and the product pages, which means that if you are just doing the view source on the Chrome, you cannot see this injected code because it's just rendering by the JavaScript. But the Google is rendering JavaScript these days, and then they are not indexing anymore. But they are the top product pages and top category pages, and then after losing their index, their traffic is getting dropped. And it's some kind of a problem inside of the organization, I think. And somebody has a smart idea to broke all the stuff, and it works well. But we fixed the problem in just a few hours later. But what we learned over there is understanding data from all aspects is really important, and this case helps us to creating dashboards for all of our clients. So also you should create your dashboards as well, because you have lots of reasons, and understanding big picture helps you a lot to create a new strategy and understand metrics better. So you can also save hours instead of going to the one tool to the another one, and it's time wasting. And you can even set alerts to monitor all the organic traffic. If something is getting dropped, you can get a notification, and I will talk about it one by one. But most of the people think that dashboards are boring, or just they are making the things for the executives and they want to see the cool dashboards and the cool graphics like this. So, but we are approaching from a different perspective because it's a need for us. And then we traced the situation and then created our own dashboards, and then I will show you step by step how we did it. So the dashboard actually means that the data plus visualization. And here we have a dashboard. We want to creating some dashboards, and we need to start with the data. So when it comes to the data, actually for the APIs, we need to understand that APIs and the JSON. This is so simple formats, and from non-technical marketer perspective, it looks like a bit complex, but I will talk with your language as well. So the APIs are just like the communication style for the devices to the devices. Actually, maybe the web server of the deep crawl wants to connect with my Google Sheets. So they need to communicate over the APIs. Or even if I want to connect the deep crawl with my mobile phone, maybe I can use the internal APIs to do this stuff. And it's like the mouth of the devices, and it's like a language of the devices. Actually, I'm giving an example from our nightlife. And if you are going to the bar and then saying that, hey, bartender, can you please give me one beer? It's like a GET request on the API. And you can understand this by the better way. And if you want to give something to the bartender, like the tip, it's like a POST request. And generally, we are using GETs and POST when it comes to API traffic. So you want to ask something, or you want to put something to the server. So we will come back to this situation later, but the bartender is here, is the URL of the server, and the one beer is your requests details. So, and the other perspective is the JSON as well. JSON is a grammar of this API communication generally, and there is also another grammars, but the JSON is really easy to understand. As you can see in here, there is a users table, and then the first name, last name, first name, last name, and when they join to the company, it's the JSON. It's like the structures text of the something, and so you can just check the JSON in here. And here's another alternative is XML. XML is more complex, but easy to read, and as you can see in here, there's a person, its ID, the name, the start date, salary, etc. It's all written in here. So we also need to understand about the JSON. So it's really easy to get all the details when you after then creating your first dashboard. And there's a great potential in SEO industry because most of the tools in our industry supporting the APIs. So you can connect all the stuff together, create your dashboard, or create your own technology by using them. It depends on you. I want to give an example from an SEO monitor. Actually, I want to create a dashboard to track my rankings and then doing this stuff according to this. And then I'm going to say that, hey, bartender, please give me one beer. And I'm saying that, hey, SEO monitor, please give me all my rankings between last week and today. So it's the computer-ish language is that the bartender is the URL and the request is here. And then there is authentication. It's another story, but I'm asking the same situation in the API language by just getting request from SEO Monitor. And after that, SEO Monitor answers me and then saying that, okay, Yiğit, you asked me that all the related keywords between the specific dates. Okay, I'm listening to you. On the name of the Yiğit Konur, you are listing for the position 2, and then the URL is here. And then search volume is here, and lots of data in here. And then I can use all the data according to my needs. And actually in here, I'm just asking requests for the Zeo's account and then getting all the keywords in here. So after that, it's so easy. You are just asking for the GET request, and it looks like easy to start, but in here it's a little bit nerdy situation because most of the people are dealing all the stuff by writing a script in Python or PHP, etc. And you can even learn them on the online, but it's too much work and it's not only in your major actually. So maybe you don't want to spend time with it. Actually, at this time, you always have other options as well. And as you can see in here, and if you don't want to, if you couldn't find the input situation, so you can create alternatives for you. And we will not use any Python or the PHP scripts in here, but there is more visual solutions to this problem. And not like this solution, but there's a great two tools I want to show to you. The first one is Nime, the second one is RapidMiner. These two tools are mainly created for text mining. You are just doing this stuff in just visual ways on their panel. So it's not like the terminal window, and you can fix this easily. And what I say to you is, if I want to ask a question to the SEO monitor, and I want to install the request module in Python and then need to write this code and then doing lots of stuff, and it's not that much easy. So instead of doing this, there is a much more easier way. It's not looks like easier, but I will explain one by one, which is called Nime Workflow. And here is a screenshot from my Nime. And then what I'm doing in here is sending a GET request to somewhere and then getting this data filtered by an expat and row filter and filtering, and creating tech cloud, coloring them, and then creating a final product in here. And I will go one by one, but it's really easy to use. You are just drag and dropping the stuff and then creating your own workflow. It's really easy. Okay. And then, as you can see in here, here is my URL, here is my bartender URL and my request, and then sending the data and getting answer. And then I'm filtering also all the stuff by these filter modules. And then I'm creating the final charts, etc. And there are lots of works in here, but it's really easy when you go to the YouTube and ask for the Nime tutorials and just go to the Nime TV. It will help you a lot. And then you can connect all the stuff together. And another alternative is RapidMiner. It's a bit tougher than Nime, but you can still use it. So it's a data perspective. And let's go to the visualization perspective. And what we are doing in here is understanding making data more human-friendly. And as you know, it's an old verb, one picture worth more than 1,000 words. And it's also correct for the people because humans are not talented as computers when it comes to process data. So what to do in here is understanding data visualization. When I say to the people, to the data visualization, the people always think something like this, but it's not that much complex, and I think that it's useless actually. But the data visualization is that. And I've just created a JSON file for all the brightonSEO speakers and their previous years and the last year. Actually, even this is data visualization because we are making this data much more easier to understandable version of for the people. So doing the stuff like this is also data visualization. And as you can see in here, and instead of using the complex graphics, and even this kind of stuff is also data visualization. And the behind of this visualization, there is still simple JSON files like this one. And as you can see, some fancy versions in here, but all of them are just coming from the same input. So here's what you can do to understand visualization is changing the data structures you are working on. If you are always looking for the marketing data, you cannot understand the pure idea behind of the data visualization. That's why I can recommend to you openaddresses.io. It gives you different data to analyze, and then you can work on it. And also there is another great website, the Timeline Storyteller. It's also the Microsoft project, and they have created a timeline-based framework for data visualization. Just this table data can convert it to this data, and it's kind of a different example, but it might be beneficial for you. And another great Microsoft product is Power BI, and you can just use it, and it's free for up to 1 GB of data, and you can make lots of visualizations in here. And then it has lots of connectors, and you can just use this on your own workflow. And another great tool is Supermetrics. And it's one of the best data visualization solutions, Google's Data Studio. A week ago, they published new connectors for the Data Studio. You might want to check it. Lots of tools in here. You can just connect by the supermetrics.com. So finally, it's just all related with making your raw data suitable for the input for your visualization tool. And it's that much easy, actually. And what we are doing in here is actually like this: getting the data, shaping the data, and putting in the visualization tool. And after that, you can do lots of connect different dashboards, and then making one big picture for each client. So another tool is dataviz.tools. There is a great website, and you can just check the stacks and then find the new tools. And the final thing what I'm going to show today is Clipfolio, and they have an all-in-one solution in here if you don't want to spend too much time, but it's less enjoyable because it's managing all the stuff for you, and it's not so customizable. And you can also create your own charts, and then you can manipulate the data and add some logic functions by using the Clipfolio's clip features. So what I can say to you is, in creating dashboard is like this, but you just need to start from the one point, and after then creating your one dashboard for one client, and it will come later for the other clients too. So I don't have enough time. There's a quick recap, but you can just reach all the stuff, my username, I will publish on the Twitter. Thank you for listening to me.
This was originally recorded at a Brighton SEO conference. If you want to listen to more episodes or find out about the conference itself, you can do at brightonseo.com.